Hello, dear children. Today, let us begin with a very wonderful poem that is No Men Are Foreign. Before we move into the poem, let us look on to the poet of this poem, who is James Kirkup. James Kirkup was born on 23rd April 1918 in England, United Kingdom. James Kirkup was a very prolific English poet. He was a translator and also a traveler. He used to travel and write things. He wrote over 30 books. He included biographies, autobiographies, novels, and plays in his books. He started writing very simple verses and rhymes from the age of 6 years. Marsden Boy and Play Strindberg are a poem and a play respectively. These two are some of his main contributions. He was honored by many different countries. In this poem, the poet is trying to give us a message about universal brotherhood. Before we move into the poem, I would like to give you all a very short introduction to the poem. The title of the poem is No Men Are Foreign, which means that no men belong to any other country. The poet wants to say that all men are the same. All men are equal. He wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood. In this poem, the poet wants to tell us that everyone in this world is the same. All people, all men are same. They eat, live, die in the same way. Everyone gets the bounties, the beauties, the answers of the nature like sunshine, land, etc. in a very equal measure. We can also say that this is a peace poem. So let us move with stanza 1. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon. Is earth like this, in which we all shall lie? So beneath means under. Strange means someone who is unknown. In the first line of the poem, the poet is saying that no man is strange, no countries are foreign. So he is trying to remove the borders from the earth which have been brought up to separate different countries. Then only no country will be foreign. We will feel every country as our own land when there will be no borders. Everyone will be free to move around. The poet is also trying to tell us that the entire earth is only one. All the people who live on this earth belong to one human category. Then also the poet is telling us that inside all the uniforms which are worn by soldiers of different countries, the human being is the same. God has made us all in a very similar way. All breathe in and breathe out in the same way. Then also the poet is telling that all the soldiers are our brothers. We all walk upon the same Mother Earth, and upon our death we shall lie, or we shall get buried into the same land. The second stanza is such that they too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvests, by war's long winters starved. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read, a labor is not different from our own. Here, the word they refers to those people who belong to different countries. We call them as foreigners and we discriminate. We take them out from our category and fight with them. The poet is telling us that the nature has given all the beauties and bounties to all the people, just like he has given to us. Everyone gets the same sunlight, the same air, the same water in a very equal measure, which means that God never differentiates between people of different countries. We all do farming during the time of peace, when there is no war. We live a relaxed life and we eat the things which is given to us by nature. Further, the poet James Kirkup is also adding that the way we feel hungry during the war and the winter time is the same for all those who belong to different countries. Even they don't get food at the time of war and winter. So the poet wants to say that the foreigners who belong to another country and we people are the same. And then the poet says that even their hands are same like ours. They work very hard just like we do. The poet is giving all these examples to us to convey us that there is no difference between we and foreigners. All the people belong together. They are of the single human category. The third stanza is, remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. So the poet in this stanza asks us to remember something. Yes, he says that we should keep in mind that the people of another country whom we think they are our enemies have been made by God, who have similar appearance like us. God have given them two eyes like us, which open when we are awake or when we are not sleeping, and they close when we sleep. We also do the same thing, and the foreigners who are from other countries also have the same phenomenon. Similarly, he has given them some strength, which can be won through love. Then God has given us same heart to think about people. Then the poet James Kirkup says that in every country, in every land, there is one common thing, that is life. What is life? Life means all the things that are living. And if we can recognize them and if we can understand their feelings and realize that they are like us, then there will be no fights, no wars, no conflicts between we and people belonging to other countries. The fourth stanza is, let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. Dispossess means deprive. The poet says that we should remember that whenever someone tells us to hate a person from another country, to think him as our enemy, and whenever we think someone to be our enemy, then we are depriving ourselves, we are cheating ourselves, and also we are condemning ourselves. The poet is telling us that we should stay away from such negativity. We should not consider anyone to be our enemy. All are our brothers and sisters. During a war, both the parties must bear loss. This is true because if only one party will not get any lack of soldiers or loss of soldiers. Both the parties or both the war teams will get lack of soldiers. And that is why the poet says that he doesn't favor war. He is also telling us that whenever we pick any weapon against someone, we should remember one thing, that all people are of the same kind. The fifth stanza is, it is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no country strange. Defile means making dirty, pollution. Outrage the innocence of means violate the purity. We should always keep in mind that whenever we pick up weapons against any person, we are making our earth dirty because weapons kill people and their bodies which fall on the earth make Mother Earth dirty. Whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed, fire and death. These death bodies accumulate or take place on the earth and make it dirty, polluted and impure. The fire of war which erupts, which comes out, the smoke which is coming, the dust which fills in the air, it is so dirty that it pollutes and outrages the purity of the air. With all these things, the poet wants to give us a very wonderful message that we should not indulge, we should not get into war. Finally, the poet is ending the poem by writing the first line in reverse and saying that, remember, no men are foreign and no countries strange. So now, dear children, let us have a look into the answer the following of this poem. Question 1. What does the poet remind us of in the first line of the poem? Answer. In the first line of the poem, the poet reminds that no men are strange and no countries are foreign. Question 2. What, according to the poet, are we doing when we hate others? Answer. According to the poet, we should remember that whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall hate, dispossess, betray and condemn. Question 3. What are two bad effects of war? Read lines 16 to 19 and answer. Answer. If we fight or war against each other, it affects earth and air. The two bad effects are the earth and air will become impure, hatredness between brothers increases. The next main is read and write. First question. How do you think that we are all treated alike by nature? Answer. All are equal on the earth. The nature means sunlight, air and water are all same to all people. The nature would not discriminate. Question 2. Read the third stanza carefully. What message does the poet want to convey to us? Answer. The message that the poet wants to convey us is that on this earth, the life is common to all and all are equal. The strongest man gain his strength by love of all, and we should not hate our fellow beings. Question 3. Do you agree with the poet that we should wage no war? How do you justify that? Answer. Yes, we should all agree with the poet because war gives way for hatredness only. There is no end for this, so we should not wage war. The poet mentions in the following lines, to hate our brothers it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, condemn. It is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that everywhere is our own. Next question. Some are of the opinion that the poet might have written this poem after witnessing the bad effects of the Second World War. Mention some of the lines in the poem to support that opinion. Answer. Some of the lines to support the opinion is as follows. beneath all uniform, a single body breathes, is from the first stanza. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence, is from the fifth stanza. Of air that is everywhere our own. This is also from the fifth stanza. Remember, no men are foreign and no country strange, is also from the fifth stanza. Next question. Briefly describe how a war spoils everything. Answer. War gives way for more hatred and more wars. Innocent people lose their lives and property. They also lose their near and dear ones and have to lead a sorrowful life. War leaves the soldiers injured, and many soldiers not only lose their lives, but many lose their limbs, which is hand and leg, and other parts of the body. Dear students, I hope you have understood this poem. Thank you.